Brett Michael Kavanaugh was born in Washington, D.C. on February 12, 1965, the son of Martha Gamble and Everett Edward Kavanaugh Jr. Kavanaugh's father was a lawyer who served for 2 decades as president Cosmetic, Toiletry and Fragrance Association. His mother taught history in the 1960s and 1970s at Woodson and McKinley high schools in Washington. She also completed an American University law degree in 1978 and worked as a judge of the Maryland Circuit Court in Montgomery County, Maryland, from 1995 to 2001. Kavanaugh grew up in Bethesda, Maryland. As a teen, he attended Georgetown Preparatory School, a Jesuit boys' college prep school, where he was 2 years ahead of the future U.S. Supreme Court Justice Neil Gorsuch. He was a basketball team captain, and on the football team, he was a wide receiver and cornerback. Also, Kavanaugh was friends with classmate Mary Judge. Both were in the same class as State Senator Richard Madaleno of Maryland. Kavanaugh went to Yale University after graduating from Georgetown Prep in 1983. Many classmates of Kavanaugh's Yale described him as a serious but not showy student who enjoyed sports, especially basketball. He unsuccessfully tried out for the Yale Bulldogs basketball men's team and then appeared on the junior varsity team for 2 years. He wrote articles for the Yale Daily News on basketball and other sports and was a member of the Delta Kappa Epsilon fraternity. In 1987, he graduated from Yale with a Bachelor of Arts in History cum laude. Kavanaugh later entered Yale Law School, where he lived with the future judge James E. Boasberg in a group house, and played basketball with Professor George L. Priest, sponsor of the Federalist Society of the school. He was a member of the Yale Law Journal and acted as editor of notes during his 3rd year. In 1990, Kavanaugh graduated with a Juris Doctor degree from Yale Law School. Brett Kavanaugh launched his law career with the 3rd Circuit U.S. Court of Appeals and then the 9th Circuit Court of Appeals, serving as a clerk for judges. He was also recommended by U.S. Chief Justice William Rehnquist for a clerkship, but was not offered the job. After being called to the Maryland Bar in 1990 and the Columbia Bar District in 1992, Brett completed a 1-year internship with the then United States Solicitor General, Ken Starr, who eventually oversaw the inquiry that culminated to President Bill Clinton's impeachment. Brett was responsible for investigating claims by far-right groups by the Independent Counsel that Clinton and his wife had planned the death of former White House lawyer Vincent Foster. The investigation concluded that Foster committed suicide. He also headed Starr's detailed investigation into the sexual relations Clinton had with Lewinsky. He also worked alongside fellow high school alumnus Neil Gorsuch and future Judge Gary Feinerman as clerk for Supreme Court Associate Justice Anthony Kennedy from 1993 to 1994. Ultimately, he would succeed Judge Kennedy in court. Brett joined George W. Bush's legal team in December 2000, working to stop the recount of Florida's ballots during the contentious 2000 presidential election. In January 2001, he was assigned to the Bush administration as an associate White House counsel, where he worked with the Enron scandal and helped with the appointment and approval of Chief Justice John Roberts. From 2003 to 2006, Brett worked as the assistant to the president and White House staff secretary. On July 25, 2003, President George W. Bush nominated Brett Kavanaugh to the United States Courts of Appeals for the District of Columbia Circuit. The Senate would not approve him though, until almost 3 years later. During the on-again-off confirmation hearings, Democratic senators criticized Kavanaugh of being too politically partisan. It was at this time that the lawyer met his future wife, Ashley East, who then served as the president's assistant. Bush recommended Kavanaugh twice for the United States. Kavanaugh was confirmed by the full Senate by a vote of 57 to 36 on May 11, 2006, after receiving the Senate Judiciary Committee's recommendation on a party-line vote on May 11, 2006. During his 12 years as an appeal court judge, Judge Kavanaugh penned opinions on a variety of political hot-button issues ranging from abortion and the environment to employment, discrimination, and gun control laws. As regards his legislative record, a review of over 200 of his decisions by the Washington Post in September 2018 showed that Kavanaugh's judicial record was significantly more conservative than that of almost every other DC circuit. Nevertheless, the same analysis showed that when cases were referred to the Supreme Court for which Kavanaugh had submitted a majority opinion, the Supreme Court complied with his decision 13 times while rejecting his position just once. After interviewing him and 3 other U.S. judges of the Court of Appeals on July 2, 2018, President Trump on July 9 nominated Brett Kavanaugh to succeed retiring Supreme Court Judge Anthony Kennedy. The turbulent cycle of approving the Senate that took place between September 4 and October 6 would become a source of debate that split American audiences along political and ideological lines. Soon after hearing that President Trump was nominating Brett for the Supreme Court, Dr. Christine Blasey Ford approached the Washington Post and a local congresswoman, alleging that Brett had sexually abused her when both were in high school. Senator Dianne Feinstein, D. California, told the Judiciary Committee on September 12 that a woman who did not want to be named had filed sexual assault allegations against Brett. Two more women, Deborah Ramirez and Julie Switnick, came forward on September 23 to accuse Brett of sexual misconduct. The judge vehemently denied all the charges against him in testimony during hearings of the Senate Judiciary Committee conducted between October 4 and October 6. Following a special supplementary investigation by the FBI found no evidence to support Dr. Ford's claims. On October 6, 2018, the entire Senate voted 50 to 48 to confirm Kavanaugh's appointment. He was sworn in on the same day as the 114th Associate Justice of the U.S. Supreme Court in a private ceremony by Chief Justice John Roberts. The U.S. Associate Justice taught full-term classes on separation of power at the Harvard Law School from 2008 to 2015, on the Supreme Court at the Harvard Law School between 2014 and 2018, on national security and foreign relations in 2011 at the Yale Law School, and on constitutional analysis in 2007 at the Georgetown University Law Center. Since 2009, Brett Kavanaugh has also been named the Harvard Law School Samuel Williamson Lecturer on Law. Kavanaugh was generous with his time and accessible, and quickly became a favorite to the students according to the Boston Globe. He'd often dine with students in Cambridge, giving references and career advice. His students have given the judge high evaluations, like J. Vance, D. Vance. Harvard Law School graduates petitioned the institution to revoke Kavanaugh's position as a lecturer following allegations of sexual misconduct during his Supreme Court confirmation process. Shortly afterward, Kavanaugh voluntarily resigned from teaching at Harvard for the 2019 winter semester. In the summer of 2019, Kavanaugh joined the faculty of Antonin Scalia Law School at George Mason University as a visiting professor, co-teaching a summer course on the history and development of the Constitution of the United States in Runnymede, England. On the home front, Brett Kavanaugh and Ashley East, President George W. Bush's secretary, were married in 2004 and had 2 children. They reside in Section 5 in Chevy Chase, Maryland. Apart from his interest in basketball, the Associate Justice is also interested in the race. He ran the Boston Marathon in 2010 and 2015. He even ran other shorter races from 5 kilometers to 10 kilometers. Kavanaugh is a Catholic working as a regular lector at his parish in Washington, D.C., the Shrine of the Most Blessed Sacrament. As part of church initiatives, he has helped serve food to the homeless and tutored at the Washington Jesuit Academy, a Catholic private school in the District of Columbia. He confirmed that he was a registered Republican during his May 2006 confirmation hearing to be circuit judge for the District of Columbia Circuit. The reported remuneration of Kavanaugh was $220,600 as a federal judge and $27,000 as a Harvard Law School lecturer as of 2018. Thank you very much for watching our videos. We would like to give you another exciting video for you to enjoy next. Still, before then, our team will be thrilled if you can like this video and share it with your friends on social media. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss other exciting videos like this. Look at your screen now to see 2 other videos we handpicked for you to enjoy next. We love you.